The scene is set in Paragon Odyssey 15, more commonly known as the Odyssey Theatre, the Venture Elysium. Inside the massive cinema complex, the mortals and staff are in full panic mode. There is a great event being planned by the casino's part owner, or shadow partner, John Stansope, and many of the function rooms are being kitted out for the function that is going to take place. Great swathes of silks and banners are being placed. The staff are in full force as they turn out and start polishing the china, the champagne glasses, filling up the ice wells. In fact, most of the theatre complex on the upper level has been closed off for the evening in preparation for this particular event. However, business within the Kindred community never stops, and as such, a stranger to New Sarum, a new arrival, has petitioned the prince to introduce himself, while usually leaving such things to his seneschal. With the recent troubles and his plans within the city, he sees no problem in assessing the new blood coming into the city. And so he gives the young Toreador the address to head to.
Theo Anderson, the young Toreador, the newest in the city, arrived at the Paragon Odyssey 15, admiring it, thinking, yes, this is the right place where I have to come. Entering the venue, he looks around, goes searching for the prince to introduce himself.
You come across a great lobby. The lobby itself is a rather large complex. Most of the sort of entertainments or side passages, the ticket booths, the arcade, the restaurant and bar, are all made in a haphazard theatre set style of classic films. The Harry Potter's wand shop, the Moulin Rouge windmill. Many and all different types of theatres and extravagance are put into here. It seems quite bewildering at first. The place is a massive sprawl. However, the eagle-eyed attendants spot a lost soul and come up to you in query, can I help you, sir?
Theo stares at the man and he says, yes, if it won't be a problem, I'm searching for the leader here, the prince, if you might know him as that.
The attendant looks knowingly. You see there's a blank gaze in their eyes as you mention the word, as if you mention it and something registers. Their eyes go blank, and then they smile vaguely, and then, quite dumbly, almost like a marionette, starts to lead you through the complex, past the ticket booths, to one of the theatre rooms. Behind a big, rich red curtain reveals a rather curious location, a casino within the heart of the complex itself. Bedecked tables and lights shine as roulette wheels and card tables, as well as the many jackpot machines, and a converting swirl of a maelstrom above the ceiling in a fantastic light show which defies comprehension. Sitting at the bar is an older man, around 30 years old, looking more like an out-of-place university professor than a runner of a casino, wearing a rather sharp navy blue suit, bespectacled, and holding a silver cane. The attendant dumbly walks you towards the gentleman, seems to bow almost rather rigidly before turning back, and then absent-mindedly leaving you in the presence of this gentleman.
In Theo's walk through the casino, he slightly pulls from his back a violin case, which he was carrying with him, to have more care of the case because it's something of very importance for Theo. So, as approaching the gentleman, Theo takes a deep bow and says, "Greetings. Are you happening to be called the Prince of New Sarum?"
I have that responsibility and honor. Are you the young gentleman wishing to present himself?
Indeed, that is so. I'm I'm called Theo Anderson. I'm of the Toreador clan, and I am very glad to be here to present in front of the Prince of New Sarum with great honor.
Mr. Anderson, I usually leave such things towards Elysium, but I'm always happy to entertain a guest of the Toreador. Tell me, sir, where was the last city in which you resided?
The last city, well, I fled from Europe actually. I was in Germany, well, when the tragedy came upon my sire. Her name was Melinda Jefferson, and she disappeared with no trace, no sign remaining after her. And when I heard that terrible news, I I fled. I fled from the Europe. I was in Munich that time, and came here to New Sarum because I know I would probably be next.
I see. So, Mr. Anderson, do you have any clue why such invisible forces are after you? And why should I entertain such danger towards my city?
Well, I think there is no danger, my prince, because in my running away, I assure you that nobody knows where I left, and I think was a more thing of jealousy behind, because I was starting to run a great recording studio, and I think jealousy was behind my sire's disappear, you know. But that won't be a problem because now that I'm out of Europe, out of their range of influence, there's nothing to worry about, my prince.
If you say so. Do you have any records, letters of introduction, to claim who you say you are, Mr. Anderson? From a previous primogen, since your sire is indisposed.
Well, my prince, sadly, I have nothing on me right now because, as you see, I'm very new in the city. I only have the honor to meet few of my kindred brothers, and when I had this opportunity to come and see you, I came here at once because it's a big priority to me to meet you.
Well, flattery won't get you anywhere with me, Mr. Anderson. Only hard work and results. If you have
Well,
not heard already, the Americas is rife with war. The intersect conflict even affects us so far away from the front lines, and we must be doubly sure that none of the monstrous Sabbat slip our net. So you can understand if I'm a little trepidatious to allow a unknown Toreador in my city, lest he, well, can prove himself in some manner.
I see, my prince. Well, first of all, I have something that I brought with me, something of great value to myself. And then Theo Anderson brings in the violin case, opening it softly, and there's a sweet violin inside. And so Theo goes on. This, my prince, is a great, great piece of work. It's one of the greatest violins ever to be constructed. It has the name of Stradivarius, and this, my prince, is my first arrival gift to you. I brought it with me. It has a great importance to me, but I ain't no violin player. Well, I just wanted to give it to you to be in the heart of the Camarilla, to symbolize power and friendship within the kindred. If you would be gladly to accept my gift.
A very thoughtful and magnanimous gift. Why does it mean so much to you, Mr. Anderson?
Well, I have Romanian origins, and this violin was given to me by the great Alexander Temescu, violin player, who won a great contest, and a man who knew a great deal in violin playing. He told me, this violin, I will give it to you for all the music that you written for classical players. It will symbolize your musical talent, and you know, he continued in saying that I should keep it forever as a symbol, as a trophy in my studio, you know, because those violins are very rare. And so on. That's why it meant so much to me. But I think in these hard times it will be most important that the instrument is safe, and will be most important to be within the chambers of the greatest institution within the town, and that's the Camarilla.
Oh, Mr. Anderson, albeit for me to rob you of such a prize. However, I am no violin player. I merely play the piano from time to time for enjoyment, not professional, you understand. So let me give you a deal. I will hold on to this violin for you. I will keep it safe, and I will put it in pride of place in my music room within the Black Orchid, until you prove yourself, till you complete a task I give you, and become a fully fledged member of New Sarum, at which point I will return it as a symbol of your acceptance into our society.
I see, my prince. Well, this is a gift, you know. I don't... Well, as a matter of fact, okay, my prince, so this will be my task then in the New Sarum City, to prove myself loyal to the Camarilla.
Just so.
Okay.
The task I have required for you, Mr. Anderson. Seek out the Tremere known as William Red. He is currently working upon the Department of Education within the city. I would like you to assist him. Once the department is fully under our control, I will consider your debt paid.
Well, my prince, it will be my honor to bring my services to the Camarilla. I will immediately search for this kindred William Red, and I will fulfill my duty as a part of the Camarilla.
Ooh, say you are not a violinist, Mr. Anderson. What is it that you consider art?
I beg your pardon, my prince. I didn't catch that.
You say you are not a violinist. So what are you?
Well, my prince, I am a classical music composer, a pop rock music composer. I'm a singer, a guitar player, and a piano player. And a bit of a conductor, but I'm not bragging myself with that.
Man of many talents.
Mostly in the musical part of this world. I would really love if I would be able to set up a studio here, and maybe in time I could I could I could spare music at events and bring culture to New Sarum, if that would be okay with you, of course.
Your own ambitions in the city will not be thwarted by myself, especially one of an artistic and cultural bent, Mr. Anderson. However, I am a novice of such things. We leave it to the Rose to bring a little life back into our dead lives.
That's exactly what I have in mind.
Are you aware who your primogen is, Mr. Anderson?
Yes, I know Mr. Jacob Crowley. I was about to go speak with him when I heard that I had the chance to speak here with you, and I made this decision to come here firstly, and then soon enough after I will leave, I will contact him as soon as possible.
Excellent. There's a few things you should be aware, Mr. Abrams. The red light district in the city is a no-feeding zone. The downtown district may be fed on by all. Other domains that you should be respectful of their owners. I'm sure your harpy, Mr. Fitzgerald, will be able to keep you up on.
I understand, my prince. I will do as the law says.
Quite. Now, I look forward to hearing of your unanimous rise within our society, Mr. Anderson. I always put great stock in the Toreador, and I hate being disappointed.
My prince, I assure you that you shan't be disappointed.
The prince smiles a wicked smile, and then simply nods and says, "Don't let me detain you, Mr. Anderson. Good evening."
Then Mr. Anderson looks at the prince, takes a deep bow, and says, "Until we meet again, my prince, good evening."
And the prince will watch him go, look at the violin case sitting empty. He then reaches into his phone and has a quick text to the Toreador whip. "You have a new arrival, and I would like you to look at something for me." And with that, we'll end the scene.